Try as they may, not many animated superhero shows can hold a candle to 2003's Teen Titans. This childhood staple had it all: action, comedy, and even a little romance. But perhaps one of the most memorable aspects of the show was the Titans' massive lineup of unique and formidable villains. I'm Whitney Van Lanningham, and today we're counting down the best of the worst. So cue up the puffy Yumi because here are the top 10 Teen Titans villains. Number 10, Gizmo. This pipsqueak genius graduated at the top of his class from the Hive Academy, where he formed an evil trio with classmates Jinx and Mammoth. Of the three, Gizmo is clearly the brains and uses his superior intellect to build deadly weapons and machines. But just because he's the smartest doesn't mean that he's all that mature. In fact, Gizmo's primary superpower is being super annoying. Okay, maybe that isn't an actual superpower, but Gizmo's bratty arrogance does make it all the more satisfying when the Titans inevitably fry his circuits. Number 9, Cinderblock. Cinderblock is the muscle that you call when you need someone to exert brute strength against an opponent. This massive monster is nearly unstoppable in combat and has been giving the Titans problems since their very first episode. But while Cinderblock might be strong, he definitely has bricks for brains. Because of this, Cinderblock is often used as a pawn by greater villains like Slade, who fused him with Plasmus and Overload to make this giant Franken thingy.
And I thought they were ugly before.
Number 8, Mad Mod. Mad Mod might not be a particularly fearsome villain, but his Monty Python-esque humor has made him a fan favorite. This weird British dude is obsessed with restoring his youth so that he can defeat the Teen Titans and become a king. Using high-tech wizardry, Mad Mod is able to create illusions that bend reality and give the show's writers an excuse to fill their episodes with Beatles jokes and English accents. Number 7, Blackfire. Blackfire's reign of terror is familiar to anyone who grew up with a cooler sibling. When she makes her way onto the scene in season 1, she seems like the perfect older sister. She's fun, she's pretty, she has a seemingly unending supply of adventure stories from her travels throughout the galaxy, and her magnetic personality fills Starfire with insecurity. But like any true selfish sibling, this is all a manipulative act to frame Starfire for her own misdeeds. Blackfire is also guilty of other acts of sibling rivalry, such as trying to steal Starfire's crush and arranging a forced marriage between Starfire and a super gross alien blob. Yet still, somehow, despite all this, Starfire finds a way to love her sister.
Farewell, sister! Although you did betray and attack me, it was still very nice to see you.
Number 6, Brother Blood. Season 3 big bad Brother Blood is not a villain to be taken lightly. For starters, this mind controller is the headmaster of Hive Academy, giving him direct control over a whole generation of supervillains. Beyond being able to bend a squad of evil teenagers to his command, Brother Blood's capable of every psychokinetic trick in the book, including using his photographic memory to become a living weapon. After learning that Cyborg can resist his mind control, Brother Blood does the logical thing and swaps his human parts for cybernetics, making him even deadlier. Seriously, the only thing worse than a pompous ass with mind control is a pompous ass with mind control and the processing power of a supercomputer. Number 5, Red X. Any Teen Titans fan knows that Red X is the coolest character in the known universe. Initially, Red X was an alter ego Robin used to get closer to Slade, but would later be stolen by a mysterious character.
What's the matter, kid? Don't you want to play? After all, they're your toys.
To this day, no one knows the true identity of the second Red X, but it totally has to be Jason Todd, right? Built by Robin and Professor Chang, the Red X suit uses the rare element xenothium to power an impressive array of X-themed gadgets. Luckily for the Titans, the second Red X is more anti-hero than villain, because he could have taken out the entire team single-handedly with ease. Number 4, Jinx. Jinx cracking the top 5 of this list shouldn't come as a surprise. After all, everybody loves a bad girl who knows how to flirt with the side of good. And with Cyborg. And with Kid Flash. Unlike her classmates, this girl shows initiative and earns her number 4 position by being the iconic leader of the Titans' antithesis group, the Hive 5. While Jinx might not be the deadliest foe the Titans have ever faced, she's unpredictable, and her bolts of pink misfortune can instantly turn the tides of a battle. Of the Hive 5, Jinx has had the most character development over the course of the show, going from a mischievous criminal to eventually an honorary Titans member.
Nothing personal.
Now that was unexpected.
Number 3, Terra. Terra's not your typical cut-and-dry supervillain, and it's hard to watch her be so torn about whether she's going to use her powers for good or for evil. And while she ultimately does sacrifice herself to stop Slade and save the Titans, that doesn't exempt her from our list. Terra's betrayal hit fans in the Titans hard, but none more so than Beast Boy. That girl absolutely shattered poor Changeling's heart, and all for tragic irony, really. Terra became Slade's apprentice to master her powers and prevent herself from accidentally hurting the one she loves, but by doing so, she becomes the instrument Slade uses to defeat them. And once again, poor Beast Boy. Not only does Terra break his heart, but then she dies on him, and then she comes back from the dead with zero memories of their relationship and refuses to speak to him. That last part probably wasn't her fault, but still, what a bummer note for the series to get canceled on. Number 2, Trigon. Most dudes settle down a little bit after they become dads, but Trigon seems to be the exception to this rule. Even though he's Raven's father, he's also an interdimensional demon who spends the entirety of Season 4 trying to take down his daughter and murder her friends. Trigon doesn't give a shit about anyone else in his life and only looks out for number 1, going so far as to emotionally cripple his daughter. Like, actually, he physically regresses Raven to a child, and that's after already shattering her psyche. Being that Trigon is essentially a god, he's also the most powerful foe the Titans have ever faced. Honestly, they're pretty lucky that Raven could use his powers against him, because Fire and Brimstone is not a good look for the multiverse. Number 1, Slade. Slade might not be literally Satan like Trigon is, but he's still the Teen Titans' quintessential villain. Slade is as hardcore as they come. In fact, the only reason why they didn't call him Deathstroke is because Cartoon Network thought a character with death in their name was too metal for children. Slade makes it clear that he'll stop at nothing to defeat the Titans by using any means necessary, including employing half the other entrants on the list to help him. Slade's also an emotional terrorist, responsible for both Robin and Terra's betrayals. And if his evil payroll and master manipulation tactics weren't enough, he's also a formidable fighter with peak human strength and reflexes. He doesn't even stay dead. In Season 4, Trigon resurrects Slade as his slave to prove that he's the ultimate baddie. But Slade does what Slade does best and patiently waits for the opportune moment to bitch slap him, because Slade bends to no man's will but his own, even if that man is a demon god. With an indomitable willpower, a brilliant twisted mind, and fighting skills on par with Batman, it's no surprise that Slade is the Teen Titans' #1 foe.
I won't stop. Not now, not ever. I am the thing that keeps you up at night. The evil that haunts every dark corner of your mind. I will never rest. And neither will you.
That's it for another list, but honestly, narrowing down the Titans' rogue gallery was hard work because plenty of the villains barely missed the cut. So do me a favor and let me know who your favorite villain is in the comments below. And don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more pop culture countdowns here on Obsev.